Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Too Complicated 2. How are you guys doing today? How's life? In this episode, our goal is to try and get antimatter, and for that, we're going to need plutonium. At first I thought getting plutonium is going to be a very complicated process, but it's actually not. Do you know how we start? We need silver, silver in a vial, which only has to go inside the chemical dissolvers. And then all we need to do is that we need to fuse silver together in order to get plutonium. So here is a recipe. And we should be able to order, I don't know, a few thousand. Yes, easy peasy. However, one thing that you might notice is that this is the plutonium in a vial. We need the ingot. I go through so many patterns. It's crazy. If you guys remember, a few episodes ago we did set up some chemical combiners in order to make different types of ingots. And the main problem with these guys is that if you put too many vials inside, the recipe is not gonna work. You see, it only works if you put the vial on the top left hand slot. So now it will work. There were a few suggestions and well, some of them were actually too complicated for me to implement, but I did find a better solution. Slot filler. It's made from hydrogen. Basically what it means is that whenever I want to set up a recipe, I will have my vial, I will have my ingot, but I'm also going to need 8 slot fillers, depending on the recipe. So now if I put it inside the interface and order, I don't know, 100, there's never going to be a hiccup, ever again. And hydrogen is cheap. It's like cobblestone. Anyhow, that is not very important. The important part is we have plutonium, but we don't need this plutonium. We first need to convert it into plutonium clumps. And we need something called an isotope separator, which is from custom machineries. I'm very glad we have some graphite ingots. And I guess there we go, an isotope separator. So 1 plutonium is going to give us 5 plutonium clumps. That is good. So can I order 100? Yes. Why don't you extract? That's weird. Oh no, that's not weird. At all. Yeah, no, it works. I was never great at piping. So we have the plutonium clumps. Now we need plutonium-242 because we need to use it in order to make the SPS casing. And it does have a very simple recipe, so let's get that. And obviously we do have the SPS casing on auto crafting, so we don't need the isotope separator anymore. But here is the reason that we needed plutonium. So you might notice that in order to make antimatter, we don't really need to have a reactor from mechanism. All we need is anti-proton gas or anti-hydrogen gas, but we go with proton because it sounds nice and it's purple. It comes from a rotary condensator, obviously, because the anti-proton fluid comes from a proton fluid and it is made inside a collision chamber. And that collision chamber requires SPS casings. So let's make a few more patterns. I think I have a recipe for every single item. This is an ultimate crafting table and we don't have a single package for it. Okay, wait a minute. So how do you remove these? Delete? No. Load? Yeah, we set you to ultimate and you should be fine. Yes, save. One goes inside the packager, one goes inside the unpackager, and can I order 1 chamber? Please, no hiccups. Yep, very nice. You're very slow. Now you should be better. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, collision chamber. I don't want to place it down because breaking them is a pain. We have the collision chamber, but we need something called proton fluid. And the proton fluid comes from liquid hydrogen from mechanism inside an accelerator, which is just a slightly different recipe. That is perfectly fine. We shall accommodate. I don't really think we need to have these kind of machines on auto crafting, but it will just make crafting a teeny tiny bit easier. I don't have to carry everything on me. All I'm saying is that this is why I'm making a pattern, otherwise we don't really need that. We are working really fast. I like that. So, we also have the accelerator. I'm very sorry, but this is something that I'm definitely going to forget, so let's do it now. Regarding the slot fillers, I wanted to add that they're just a one-time use, so you have to have them inside the recipe. For example, if I put aluminium, the slot fillers are gone. So with every ingot, you have to have the fillers. I have to change all of my patterns later on, but for the moment, let us get some hydrogen. These are very custom recipes, so I'm not sure if what we are going to do is going to be enough or not, but maybe we're going to go with 7 pumps. That's probably an overkill, but let's do that. We don't have any sinks in this mod pack, so pumps are the best way. They're actually the only way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to extend the platform later. And when I hold them in my hand, they do get a teeny tiny bit of energy, so yep, we have water. Also, we want the system to look nice and clean, so we remove the connections. We went with 7 pumps, so we make 7 electronic separators, which we can. They don't need a casing, I forgot. What the hell is this? They scare me. Oh, you're fun and useless. So hydrogen comes out from the left hand side, and what we should be able to do is something like this. Yeah, I know you can configure the sides, but if you know which side you're getting hydrogen, you don't have to configure it. It's good for lazy people. You're going to dump excess oxygen? Yes, hydrogen gas. This is gonna get expensive really soon. We need rotary condensators, and I think we should have all the parts on auto crafting. I don't really think we need to go with 7, but I'm gonna go with 7. For the love of anyone, please face the correct way. Okay, that took far longer than I was hoping thanks to the rotary condensators, but essentially we have water, we get hydrogen, we convert it into liquid. That liquid has to go inside an accelerator, and it does require a crazy amount of power. With speed upgrades, it's gonna go crazy, right? Uh-oh. With speed upgrade, it doesn't even craft it. You need 2 million RF. Why do you need 2 million RF? Disable limit? Do we make 2 million RF? Yeah, we need more solar panels. Definitely. Well, for the moment, work without any speed upgrades until I get my solar panels. I am missing a few recipes, that's it. Okay, we have way more solar panels, and now that we have access to mechanism, I'm using universal cables, quantum entangle porters, and well, we can have 4 upgrades inside these guys. And it does consume 4 million RF each, so that's 12 million RF. I'm not really good at math, I have no idea how we're producing that much. It seems to be 2.8 million RF per 9 solar panels. We have 8 sets, so maybe that's enough? Anyhow, we wanted proton fluid, we have it. We want to pump it into the collision chamber, so I have a few entangled blocks. Why am I getting hydrogen in it? Oh no, I was clicking on the wrong block. Okay, we have the proton fluid, we need molten lead. So just a magma crucible, that's it? Yes, that's giving us the anti-proton fluid. We give you some upgrades. You need more power, which is perfectly fine by me. You shall have more. It says 2.4 million. I'm giving you more. It's okay. You can be a jerk. We get some recycled fluids, which I think I'm going to avoid. I don't like complications. Well, it has been a while later. We're mixing proton fluid with molten lead. We're getting anti-proton fluid that goes inside a rotary condensator so that we convert it into a gas. That gas goes inside a chemical crystallizer, and we get antimatter pellets. Which is not a quest. You would expect it to be a quest. But we do have a few problems. First off, none of the machines are upgraded, I have to upgrade them, but production speed is not great. Every time that we get anti-proton fluid, it's gonna be 50 millibuckets. And every time that we want to make an antimatter pellet, we need 1 bucket. So maybe let us try to upgrade everything first and see where we're going to stand. Well, upgrading seems to take a while. So I have fully upgraded everything until liquid hydrogen, and yeah, we're gaining it. That is good. I think we are also going to have 2 more collision chambers to increase production, and I already have an entangled block for them, so it's easy. Everything has been fully upgraded. We have a few more collision chambers, as well as a few more rotary condensators and crystallizers. I don't really know why I went with 2 crystallizers, but I went with 2. Maybe we're going to expand it later on. For the moment, we have 330 antimatter pellets. It's not that bad, but I have no idea how many we need. Actually, I might have an idea. We need a singularity for you too, right? Yeah. So we need 500,000. Yeah, definitely this needs to be expanded. We need more accelerators because we are not getting that much proton fluid. You see, it's dropping. And then we are going to need more collision chambers in order to get antimatter. Well, I added more machines, and it seems that our production has been increased by a bit. It's not actually a bit, it's quite decent. And you should remember, we have 2 crystallizers. And we already have 500 of it, so maybe we're not doing that bad. Also, eventually we have to start running fission reactors from mechanism, and we're going to get a ton of nuclear waste, because we need different types of fuels for the end game. And nuclear waste equals polonium, polonium equals antimatter. And besides, we have so many other crazy things to worry about that I don't think this takes that much priority. I mean, if we want to make all the singularities, it's gonna take like 10 episodes or something. We should have 500,000. Okay, now that we have antimatter, we should be able to progress, and I will explain to you why we needed antimatter. This entire modpack revolves around EMC, and that 20 million that you see on the top left hand corner of the screen is totally garbage. The end goal of this modpack is to make the final star, and for that we're going to need a ton of these final star shards. Because you know, we need to make the flowers, and each flower requires a bit. And in order to make the final star shard, we're going to need colossal star omega. Do you see that number? That's 422 trillion EMC. So I don't know, we need a few quadrillion? EMC? The setup that we have with the Dragon Eggs can be expanded, but it will never ever exceed a few 100 million EMC. It can, but I think our game will crash. But thankfully there is an alternative in this mod pack, the Power Flowers. Obviously the final one is not going to happen because it does require the final star shard. The fading matter one also is not going to happen because it does require a lot of fading matter and well, we can't really afford that many of them. But I do have a feeling that we should be able to make the white one. Then again, maybe not. Maybe orange can happen? But essentially you guys get the gist. We have to make as many flowers as we can. That's it. And you know, work our way up. So now we come to the reason that we needed antimatter. Well, in order to make all of these flowers, the base block is the Antimatter Relay. And yes, it does require a lot of antimatter pellets. So this guy that you see over here is our goal and we need to collect everything that we need in order to craft it. I'm not even sure that we can do it today, but we will give it our best. We also need to have a lot of energy collectors and thankfully the recipes are not that different. I mean yes, client starts fights, nothing. So now the question is, where do we begin? Universal mass. It comes from a mass fabricator, from nothing. Or maybe it works like IC2. If you give it a singularity, it's going to be super fast. If you give it matter balls, it's going to be fast. If you give it nothing, it's just going to be slow. So let us make a mass fabricator. It needs antimatter. Good. This is expensive. Yeah. You don't have to tell me every single time. I don't know why would you have a quest notification when there are no rewards. So do you work the same way that I think you do? Yeah, you do work with nothing. And I guess matter balls are the same as scrap? You work faster? Ah, yes it does. Okay. If that is the case, we need to start feeding this guy with matter balls, and unfortunately the production of matter balls is incredibly slow for us because I'm using an aqueous accumulator. And you know, it does take a bit of time. So instead, here's what we're going to do. I have noticed that we are producing excess water as well as excess hydrogen. So I should be able to put one matter condenser here, another one here. That's not symmetrical. No. Yep, we're good. We want one of you to make matter balls. Yeah, that's faster. Although not great. And we want the other one to make us singularities. I think if we connect the pipes, it's gonna be faster? Yeah, yes, significantly faster. It's just that making a singularity still takes a bit of time. And there is a singularity, so... I don't know what to do. Yeah, this is not gonna work. I think we are going to need a bunch of pumps. And while the pumps are getting ready, let us work on two singularities. I have noticed that the redstone ingot has a singularity. Making it inside an induction smelter is going to be incredibly slow, so what we're going to do is this. We should be able to make it inside a metallurgic infuser, and we already have a setup for it for the alloys from Mechanism. So if you go in, I should be able to order 160,000 of it. Yes. So that is one singularity taken care of, after a few hundred years. Oh, and by the way, the reason that we have a ton of silicon is that I did make silicon seeds. Also, Fluix plated iron ingot from Lazier AE2 has a singularity, so we need 160,000 of that one too. And we have everything. You need 320,000 coal. Okay, I guess get to work. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. My pumps are ready and we have 21 more. That is good. The issue is that I watched like literally one episode of Direwolf, so maybe there are easier ways of making singularities and I just didn't think of it. I thought the mod pack is fun, let's not spoil it. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if I'm doing things wrong, I'm very sorry. Yeah, even with 14 pumps fully upgraded, this is the speed. What to do? Yeah, now we have 48 pumps and unfortunately the process is not fast enough, and this is the part I really need your help. I did let this guy run for a while and it seems every 66 seconds we get one singularity. We have two matter condensers, so it's every 33 seconds. I'm inputting somewhere around 8,000 items per second inside the matter condensers, correct? I need this to go faster, and way faster, so instead of 8,000 items, I need somewhere around 24,000 items or something. So do you have any idea how the hell should I do that? Cause I don't. I am saying 24,000 items or more per second because if we want to go to like 16,000, that's not a big deal. We just have to double this. So I am waiting for a suggestion which is going to be far more efficient. And just to clarify, the pumps are empty. The pipes are also empty. So everything that we're producing just goes inside the matter condenser. Just one more thing to remember. This is a singularity. And the problem that I have is making the singularity. That's 10,000 items each. For matter balls, it's not going to be a big deal, we just use the current pumps that we have, and that's going to be fast enough. I think what we can do is that we can have a few entangled blocks down here, and then, input everything into our system, like so. Also, regarding the universal mass, this also has a singularity, but I'm not really worried about it, because there is an alternative recipe. We can get universal mass from universal mass gas, which can be made from antimatter pellets. Each antimatter pellet is going to give us 1 bucket, and I think we only need like 1 millibucket in order to make one of these crystals. Yeah, so each antimatter equals 1000 of these, and that's okay. But I think for general purpose crafting, it does make sense to have a few of these guys. We already made one, so let's make 4 more. And for some reason, you have to pick it up using a pick. I guess we should be able to set it up over here at our oil area, because we don't need that much space, it's just like 5 machines. And also one of these days we have to finish our base, so we might as well make use of the space. Yeah, this seems to be a nice spot. The other 4 are also ready, so you go over there. So with power they are going to generate us the universal mass, but it's going to be incredibly expensive. Therefore we need to start exporting matter balls. We are using 19 channels, so we can use 20. You're going to export matter balls into 1 ender chest. Yes. And we're going to extract that matter ball and hopefully they go in. Yes, they do. That's nice. Which we can just import it back into our system using another ender chest. Like so. I do understand that this is consuming a crazy amount of power. It's 750,000, but this should cover our immediate needs. Anyhow, we have antimatter, we have universal mass, the rest of these items we have on auto crafting, so now we need to make the Antimatter Relay Mark II, which means we are going to need a bunch of items. One of them is the Ender Resonator and Enhanced Ender Catalyst. I'm working my way backwards, it's not a very good thing. Actually, I just remembered something very important. For the Ender Resonator, you might notice that we need eternal crystals. This is a combination crafting, it's not a big deal. The problem is the Ender Shard, which does not really have a recipe. It does. Never mind. You get it as a byproduct of chorus fruit, but you need it in the millions, so we need to be able to craft it. It's just that I'm not sure if this is going to work. We make a recipe for a seed, then seed inside an enrichment chamber is going to give us ender shards. I don't really think Applied Energistics is going to like it. You can't say, hey, here's an item, dupe it for me. But we can try that. Can you make me 1,000? Huh? Okay, can you make me 2,000 seeds? Yes. Yeah, Applied Energistics doesn't really like it, and I think unfortunately we have to do the same for crystal shards. Let me think of a solution. This guy gave us coral, and I think this is the good coral, because there was a recipe for this in the chemical dissolver. It gave us something, yeah, arsenic. That is nice. Also gave us hair of bear. Let us get back to the main problem at hand. Applied Energistics doesn't like when you say one item equals 2 of that item. So we need to start cheating a bit. Those patterns are useless. This process has to be carried out for 4 different seeds. One of them is monazite, which inside a pulverizer is going to provide us with thorium. The other one is crystal shards, which gives us crystal shards, obviously ender shards, and amber. So what we should be able to do is that we're going to have 4 enrichment chambers. And I just broke one. Okay. We seem to have extra channels on the left wing. Yeah, we are consuming 17. I'm having an export bus over here. We're going to give it the ender shard seed, which obviously is going to insert it into the enrichment chamber. And the enrichment chamber is just going to make us the shards. Very slowly. It will give you some upgrades. That should help. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Each export bus has a crafting cart, so it's crafting the seed, it's putting it inside the enrichment chamber, and we get different types of crystals and gems. At least in this way the Applied Energistics is not going to be confused, and we get a consistent supply. So now we come to the fun part, the Ender Resonator, which is in the slice and splice. We need the Eternal Crystal. Ah, you took the correct glass. That was the first time. Maybe you didn't have an alternative, otherwise you would have screwed me up. Eternal Crystal is combination crafting, so let us get our packages. Uh-oh. I thought the recipes are gone, you just have to press load. Anyways, another combination crafting for Eternal Crystal. We save. You should be able to make me 100. That's amazing. I hated automating that, and now it's like super easy. Easier than a furnace. Another thing that we need is soul steel, and yeah, we don't have a recipe. We did make a ton of it before, but apparently never with the Applied Energistic system. It's just that I know for a fact that we don't really have that much soul sand. It's okay. We'll figure something out. So I guess the final thing is the Ender Resonator itself. I just slept. This is our first use of the slice and splice. Can you make me 100? We have to wait. Or maybe we try to speed things up for you. Yeah, this is much better. But at least for the moment, can you make me 10? Would be lovely. Oh, you're done. Nice. So for the Antimatter Relay Mark II, we can make the Ender Resonator, that's not a problem. We have refined obsidian, we have dark matter. Now we need this, enhanced Ender component. And the problem with this guy is that we have to use the fake QED. Actually 2 of them, cause we also need to make the Ender Star. Go to hell. Thankfully there is an upgrade to the Ender Crafter, which is the Ender Package Crafter, and I think we're going to have 2 of them. I expanded the base, we have extra room. So you need an unpackager, you need a packager, and I need to do some rewiring down here. We don't have P2P tunnels here. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. The wire is fine. All we need is a P2P tunnel here and one dense cable. Yeah, this is perfect. Also, someone was telling me that the package crafters don't need power and they take power from the applied energistic system, so let us see if that is true. That's not true. Or maybe it is true. Weird. It wasn't showing me a few seconds ago. Anyways, let us see if it works. We are going to have a pattern for the Ender Star. Thank you. And then we're going to have another pattern for the enhanced Ender Ingot. Like so. Why is it there? Okay, who cares? I have a feeling we need a lot of these alternators. Let's start with, I don't know, 50? I really want to know how fast it's going to work. You're not in range. You don't have to be in range. Does it have a different version? So do I have to live with this speed? You know, I added a bunch, but the speed is the same. Uh-oh. Actually, it does work. I think it just took some time to update. You see, this is the speed. It's nice. Yeah, cause you know, with that speed, we would have never ever finished the game. So let us order a few of these enhanced ones as well. Let's order 100. Are you fast? Yes. Okay, we're good. In the very long chain of making the power flower, we're missing only one thing. That is my assumption, I could be wrong. The only thing that we're missing is crystallized chorus chunk. So we are going to have a mechanical squeezer over here. We're going to export popped chorus fruit. Oh, you also need a crafting card just in case. The block of crystallized chorus also has a singularity, which we are getting it in the drying basin, so we need to import it back. Like so. That's it. You don't want to import? Is it like one of those weird things that you have to import from the bottom? Yeah, okay. Talking about things which also have a singularity, a block of crystallized mineral. So we are just going to export mineral. This one has EMC, so it does not require a crafting card, and we'll bring it back into our system. The only thing we need is power. Yeah, it's working decently fast. I have nothing to complain. Oh, I need to import you too. Yeah, I can do that. 25 channels. Yes, perfection at its perfection. If I have not messed up anything, we have everything on auto crafting for making the power flowers. Unfortunately, that is not something that we can do today because I have to wait for my resources to build up. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.